The Body Shop connects you with the hottest fitness models in the world. Learn the backstage secrets that the most successful bikini divas, fitness models, and bodybuilders use to dominate their competition and land on the covers of magazines. Only here at The Body Shop will we allow you to listen and talk to the best of the best in fitness competitions. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to The Body Shop right here on FTNS Radio. I am your host, Andre Brick St. Clair. Thank you for allowing me into your airwaves on The Body Shop. Now, here at The Body Shop, like I said, we bring you the best of the best. And today, we have a special friend of mine from New Britain, Connecticut. Body Shop, please welcome Miss Lorianne Marchese.
What's up?
What's going on there, Lorianne? How you been?
I'm chillaxing right now.
All right. See, we like that.
Having a good time.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you for coming down to the studio. Now, let's get started right away, okay? Actually, how long have you been competing now?
Well, I first started when I was like 19. I was kind of doing like competitions and like kind of like in these clubs. And after that, I kind of like took it to like the next step, and I started doing fitness competitions. And I did Brian's show, which is Fitness Atlantic. And I was working then with like a bodybuilder. I was a little bit too thin, so I didn't really do too well. And then the following year, I took it to the next level, and I took my class.
Took your class.
I took my class. I got first place.
Okay.
So I was really excited about that.
Okay, now, when you say your class, what do you mean by your class?
Well, there's short, medium, and tall.
And you were competing in figure?
Medium. And bikini.
Bikini, okay.
Yeah, so I got first place. So I really worked hard, like the following year, and I put my all into it, and I did it.
Yes, you did. Yes,
yeah.
you did. Yes, you did.
Round of applause for me.
All right, so you started when you was 19, and you said initially you started off in the clubs.
Right.
So were you doing like
kind of like a tropic beauty competition? It was. I mean, it wasn't really like my thing. I felt like your body was like really. That's like it should be like the number one thing, and not to like knock them down or anything, but they really don't look at that, know. So, and I think it's really that should be like the first thing that they should look at is body, and your face, and it has to be like the whole package. So, and I felt like the fitness was more of what I was looking for. So,
okay.
And I started doing that about like 2 years ago. So, and here I am.
Here you are. So
now, Fitness Atlantic Medium.
So now that we have you here on the Body Shop, tell me a little bit about the transition from going from like a Hawaiian tropics type of modeling experience,
right,
and making it into the bikini modeling and the fitness modeling, because obviously you have to change the way you eat.
Yes, yeah, big time. I felt like with the tropic beauty stuff, you really didn't have to watch your diet as much. If you're just thin, you can go on stage. But with the fitness stuff, you really have to watch what you eat. So you got to eat cleaner. I mean, like me personally, I eat fresh, I eat natural, I eat every 2 hours. I mean, I can even go into what I eat. So it's definitely a lot more strict than doing the tropic stuff.
Okay, now when you say you're eating every 2 hours, okay, so the first timers that are listening in on the Body Shop,
right,
they're gonna look at a picture of you, whether it's in a magazine, on Facebook, on the website, and they're gonna be like, she was born like that. She doesn't, you know what? She.
This body was not born like that.
Okay, so if you would, without necessarily giving away your secrets, because I know that you are going to be competing this April in the Fitness Atlantic, correct?
Right, April 16th.
All right.
Yeah, bikini
so,
and model.
If you will, just take me through a typical day for Lorianne, starting with when you wake up, what you eat, and the amount of foods you take in.
Well, first thing, I wake up in the morning, and right away I go downstairs, and I have like 2 eggs right away. That's what I do. And then I would say probably like 2 to 3 hours later, I'll eat again with like nuts or like an apple with like or like a grapefruit. I eat something, or sometimes it could just be like, you know, chicken, rice, and like broccoli. And then at 12 o'clock, I'll eat a protein, a vegetable, and a carb again. And then around 3 o'clock, I'll eat like another piece of fruit. I do love my berries. I do love my berries. I love to eat strawberries, blackberries, blueberries. So I'll probably have that around like 3 o'clock. And then for dinner time, again, a protein, a carb, and a vegetable. And if I'm hungry again around 8 o'clock, I'll have like either like another like piece of like a chicken or just something. And that's really it. That's kind of like how it goes.
Okay. So now, with you eating that many times a day, okay, obviously your energy levels must be extremely high, so you have to burn it off somehow.
Right.
Now, there's a misconception out there that women that look like you, okay, and I mean this in a complimentary type of way, okay, that you don't lift weights. There's a stigma that goes around that if a female lifts weights, they're going to turn into looking like you know, Arnold per se and all that. You know, can you just disprove that, please?
A woman cannot look like Arnold. It just we don't have like what a guy has, which is testosterone.
Right.
It just doesn't work. So I do lift weights and I do lift heavy. But I also do things that are very, very intense. Like I'll do like, you know, like 5 rounds. Like I'll do like 30 push-ups, you know, 50 squats, maybe 20 walking lunges. And I'll do like 5 rounds of that, but it's hardcore intense. And then like some days, you know, I'll do like biceps and triceps and I'll focus more on, you know, certain parts of your body. But definitely no one should ever think that if you lift weights, you're going to get bigger. It's just... You're a woman. It's not possible. I mean, I've squatted like, I mean, I'm like 114 pounds, and I've squatted like up to, I think it's like 165.
Wow.
And I'm like a size 3. I'm still waiting to get that big look. It's just not going to happen. So I don't know where people get it from, but it doesn't happen.
All right. So with the upcoming event on April 16th at the Oakdale Theater.
Right.
Which division are you actually competing in?
Bikini and model.
Bikini and model.
Right. Both.
Okay. What's next for you after the bikini events, the modeling events? Because obviously no one can compete forever.
Right.
You know? So like
well,
do you actually have like a backup plan per se?
Well, right now I kind of put together like a program, like a booty camp, and that's something that I always want to keep going with. It's for girls, and they all come in, and we do like a booty camp class, and we just really go hardcore. And that's something that I always want to build on. It's not something that I'm going to stop. So, you know, like hopefully like one day I'm going to have like a big gym, and I could do it there. You know, like right now we kind of do things outside, and we take it all over. Like we run outside, we do like push-ups outside. It's very military style, like boot camp. And hopefully one day I'll have like a bigger gym and I can do it there. Hopefully after April 16th, I will be able to go to Canada. That's definitely, of course, a goal of mine for a long time is to go to Canada. So definitely working on that.
All right. Now, after April 16th, should you win your class, which, you know, I have...
Crossing my fingers.
I have total confidence in you. You will actually earn your pro card and go on to compete in Canada for Paul Dillette's organization, which is known as the WBFF. Right. So now you're being a little modest, though. Come on now. You know, you're talking about, okay, yeah, you know, I started this. I'm doing a little booty camp. But you actually have your own business, and I believe it's called Body Construct.
Body Construct by LA. Go to www.loriannemarchese.com.
There's
Sign
the plug
up.
we were looking for. There's the plug
Sign
we were looking
up.
for. Get
your booty in shape by LA today.
Okay, so now with you having your own business, okay, I want to know if you can tell me a little bit about some of the training methods that you use.
Right. Well, we do a lot of kind of like an interval type of training. We do intense warm-ups. A lot of the girls yell at me, and they're like, that's not a warm-up. That's not a warm-up. You know, but we do like strength. We do full body conditioning. We do leg and booty building. And after we do those type of exercises, we then do we call a WOD, like the workout of the day. And at that point, we do like rounds. So kind of like what I mentioned before, like 20 pull-ups, like 50 push-ups, you know, I don't know, like 20 walking lunges, and we'll do like 5 rounds of that, and we'll go hardcore, like as fast as you can. And usually, if you take a breath, I will come up to you and I'll say 3 breaths and keep going.
Oh, okay. So basically, you're a bully.
Basically.
Oh,
and
okay.
Allison right here, okay, who is one of my clients, which when she came to me, and she was like, you're not going to take off my pooch and my legs. There's no way you're going to be able to do it. So she's seen me yell and, you know, go hardcore. I don't mess around at booty camp, Allison, do I?
Well, you know, as she's mentioning Allison, she's talking about one of her clients who's just now joining us here at the Body Shop, and this is Allison Genovese.
What's up?
What's up, Allison? How you doing?
I'm doing well. How about you?
You know how I do right here at the Body Shop. You know, I just try to make it do what it do. You know, just try to make it do what it do. So, Allison, when you met Lorianne and your initial reaction was, okay, here's this, you know, bombshell that's gonna tell me how to eat, gonna train me, and you know, your initial reaction from what Lorianne is saying is, you can't get this pooch off me. Pooch, by the way, fellas, that's a big stomach. You know, guys don't talk like that. You know, you can't get this pooch off me. You're not gonna make me do this. Not gonna make me do that. What is your reaction? Or actually, what has your results been so far?
Well, I've actually had very amazing results. I met Lorianne through a mutual friend, and I had just had a baby. And when I tell you that I could not believe that she would be able to take off the weight, I didn't gain very much during my pregnancy. I gained about 30 pounds. She has taken off almost 40 pounds.
Wow.
So I've had a complete transformation. The pooch is gone. So
no more pooch.
No more pooch. Baby pooch is gone.
Baby pooch. There you go. That's one of the new Spice Girls.
But she's amazing. And when I tell you, she is worse than Jillian on The Biggest Loser.
You guys come in with like shirts that say devil.
We do. She is mean, and you've never seen that side of her until you're down on the floor doing push-up after push-up, and you want to take a breath, and she is laying on top of you to try to get you back down.
You guys even cry, I can't do it. Like they were outside like last week, and they're like, I can't do it. I'm going to start crying. And then it started raining. Even the skies are crying. I remember that. I said, I don't care.
Okay. So
keep going.
So Allison, what exactly is your goal? You know, like are you just trying to just look good for yourself and your husband, or are you trying to get into the fitness modeling, you know?
Well, at first I just wanted to drop the weight. I wanted to prove to people that you can still look fit and fabulous after having a baby. I was taunted by so many women that told me that I would never be thin again, and that I, would ruin my body due to the pregnancy and yada yada. And I really started to believe that because I couldn't get the weight off no matter what I did. So now Lorianne actually took so much weight off that I am going to be featured in World Physique magazine in a transformation article.
Wow.
I am also...
Woo! Come on. World Physique magazine.
World Physique magazine.
All right.
And then I will also be competing in the April 16th show in the Bikini Classic.
I told her, I said, you better get your butt on stage and show your body. Show everyone what you got now.
All right. Now, Allison, you mentioned that prior to hooking up with Lorianne, whatever you try to do, you wasn't able to drop the weight, and some of your friends was criticizing you, telling you that you're going to ruin your body through pregnancy, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. What was the difference from what you was doing prior to when you actually hooked up and met with Lorianne?
Well, I was walking at least 9 miles a day with the baby. I live on a mountain, so I was walking the mountain, and every single day, sometimes twice a day. I thought, because I dropped some of the weight, but I couldn't get all of it off. And I was, really didn't belong to a gym or anything of that sort. So when I hooked up with Lorianne, it was like night and day. You think walking? Oh my God. The only walking I get to do in her class is down the stairs and into the gym.
And what are some of the foods that you're actually eating now? Because obviously, if you had a hard time dropping the weight, as we all know, being professionals, former competitors, current competitors, up-and-coming competitors, we all know that nutrition plays 70% of how your body turns out. The other 30 is rest. So what were you eating prior, and what are you eating now that actually have you dropping 40 pounds as opposed to the 30 that you actually gained?
Well, I've always been a really good eater. I wasn't eating nearly enough. Okay. I eat maybe 6-7 times a day. I'm always hungry. I'm eating a lot of fruits, a lot of nuts, a lot of protein. Like Lorianne had said that she, how she structures her day, that's pretty much how she's trained me to structure my day. So I literally eat every 2 to 3 hours.
But when you first came to me, you weren't eating breakfast.
No, I was eating twice a day, if that.
Maybe lunch. You weren't really eating.
No, not at all.
Okay. Because I think some girls in their head have this thing that just says, well, if I don't eat, I'm going to lose weight. And I think when you first came to me, that's kind of what you were doing.
Yeah, I never ate breakfast until I met Lorianne. Never. I'd have a cup of coffee, and the next time I would eat again would be lunchtime.
Right. So what we've learned is, one, you have to eat. Breakfast is very important. Lorianne likes to do booty shaking things. Right?
Yeah. Drop that booty. Get
That's right. Drop
there.
That booty. Drop that weight. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back. We do got to pay the bills. Please stay in tune. And we'll be right back with The Body Shop here on FTNS Radio. Back to The Body Shop. I am your host, Andre Brick Sinclair, in the studio with Miss Lorianne Marchese and Alicine Genovese. Before we went to break, Lorianne was talking about nutrition, her company, which is called Body Construct, her upcoming show in which she will be competing April 16th at the Fitness Atlantic Championships, which will be held at the Oakdale Theater. She also has her client, Alicine Genovese, who is also going to be competing in the classic division. Now, that's typically 35 and up. So we're just going to jump right back into it. And got a couple of different questions here at the Body Shop. So, Alicine.
Yes.
Alicine.
Okay. Now, I want to know a little bit about some of your past experiences from when you initially started competing. Now, I know that you made the transition from the Hawaiian Tropics model over to the fitness modeling type of thing. But in your past experiences from the shows, tell me a little bit about some of the best experiences that you've had and some of the worst experiences that you've had.
Well, when I first started the fitness competitions, I was working with a bodybuilder guy, and he just, I don't know how to say this, but I was starving. you know, all I was eating for 3 months was chicken and broccoli, chicken and broccoli. And I just started to get so thin that by the time I got on stage, I was drained. No energy at all. So that probably had to be like one of my worst. It was not a good experience for me. So after that, it took me actually like 4 months to repair myself.
Okay.
And, you know, adding back, you know, some fruit because, you know, for 3 months I wasn't eating any fruit. So imagine no sugar in your body for 3 months. So, yeah.
You know, as a former bodybuilder, I do know what that feels like. Start getting very, very irritable.
Yeah.
You want to snap at the whole world. You want to break somebody's neck. Yeah, I've been there.
It's definitely, you know, definitely hard. But I feel like for us, you know, we need that. We need to think a little bit more than men. I think we do need like a little bit more fruit. So that I was just way too frail, way too drained, no energy. And then after those 4 months passed, I went and I competed again at New York, and I won that title too. I won Miss Bikini New York, and I did very, very well. And, you know, like I feel like everybody's body is like a little bit different. Mm-hmm. And I think as for me, I need a little bit more fruit. Some people need just a little bit more fat. As meaning like good fats, right, not bad fats. So
no
Let's
pizzas,
not get
right?
that mixed up.
Okay, so no pizzas, basically,
you
right?
know, like avocados, extra virgin olive oil.
There
like,
you go.
You know, good fats.
That's right.
No pizza.
Educate the listeners.
You know,
you know,
it's very important. You know, and what I usually always tell people that really don't understand nutrition is like when I walk into the grocery store, I kind of look at it as you want to eat everything that's kind of outside of the grocery store, like the, you know, fresh veggies, you know, chicken, meat, fish, you know, Greek yogurt, everything that's outside. And I don't eat anything, you know, canned, you know, nothing bagged, nothing like that. I always try to keep it very fresh.
So nothing processed, basically.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a better word.
Okay. Yeah, you know, that's what we're here to do, you know? Okay, now with everything you're talking about as far as, you know, the fruit and the nutrition and everything going in that range right there, all right, seems to me like you're very knowledgeable, and this definitely came from a lot of trial and error.
Right, and a lot of experience. I did a lot of errors, you know, and now that I feel that I got it right, you know, that's why I built this company, you know, because I'm able to teach now these women, you know, the right and the wrong. And a lot of girls come to me, like for example, I had a girl that came to me like 2 weeks ago, and she was on this diet that all she did was eat a shake in the morning, a 90-calorie bar for lunch, and for dinner, a salad. And she was complaining, well, I have stomach pains. I said, well, you're not eating.
Right.
You got to eat.
Right.
You got to keep burning. I mean, you know, I look at like your body as like a vehicle. You got to feed it fuel to keep burning. You know, if you eat at 6 o'clock, the next time you eat at 1 o'clock, whatever, you're training your body that at 6 o'clock, that it's actually gonna hold everything that you ate, because it knows you're not gonna feed it until 1 o'clock. But instead, if you feed it 3 hours later, it's gonna burn everything you ate at 6 o'clock, because you're trained that it's gonna get fed again. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of what I teach my little girls at my class.
Your little girls, and you're 114
I'm a bully.
Yeah. Okay. So when you're approached by a potential client,
right?
Okay, how do they go about seeking you out? You know, I mean, are you one of these people that, you know, you place high in the show, you got a couple of titles, did you just throw a nice body shot of yourself on a business card and pass it around and like, here, I'm a personal trainer? Or did you actually market yourself so that people can feel comfortable coming to, you know, approach you and ask you for advice?
I actually did market myself.
There you go.
And, you know, I felt, well, I did do well in these shows. And then I also been on like a couple covers, you know, like Australia, New Zealand, Netherlands, numerous amounts of spreads everywhere. And I was constantly writing about, working out and eating right. And I always got a lot of girls saying, hey, I would love to train with you and, things like that. So then I said, well, I think I'm going to make a company out of this and really, help these girls train right. And that's kind of how it kind of happened. And, I marketed myself through like Facebook, on my website, www.loriannemarchese.com. I always got to throw that in there.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And the girls they either find me, or sometimes the girls that come to the class, they experience what I do, and then they refer friends. And most of my clients came from referrals.
All right.
And, when I first started, I think it was like the first week, I must have had just like, 3 or 4 people. Now and I had it once a week. Now I have it 3 times a week, and there's at least 12 girls. And I have to have a limit because of my space, or else I'd have even more. So it's really, it's kind of like I'm very shocked, that it's done so well, and I'm glad because obviously these girls are very happy with what I'm doing for them, and I'm happy to do it, even though I yell at them.
You know what?
Keep pushing.
Sometimes you got to yell at them just to give them that little kick in the booty, as you love to say. Now, when you first started out, you say you started out with 3 girls, and now you're up to 12 girls.
Per class.
Per
so
class.
I probably have anywhere like, I don't know, like around, what, Allison, was there like 30s? Or
About 25, 30 girls
about 25,
now.
30 girls now. And that was it's been only, 4 months?
Yeah, and we actually have a waiting list to get people in. So as people cancel or say that they can't come, we call the next person on the list, because there is actually a waiting list for her classes now.
Wow. So it seems that your business strategy is actually working.
Right.
If you have, this long waiting list. But what I want to know, and again, sometimes here at the body shop, I have to play devil's advocate, or else my fan base will kill me when they see me out there. Why you didn't ask her this? Why you didn't ask her that? So, our friendship might be put to the test right here. But now, is it easier for you to train somebody one-on-one, or do you prefer the boot camp training style, and why?
Well, it all depends. I feel like every athlete is on a different level, I should say. So I do recommend more like the booty camp sessions, because like the girls look at it as like a family, like once they're done with like their workout, they get up and they help the other girls. Mm-hmm. So there's a good system going on, and more like a family. Allison, right? We really help each other get through those workouts, and I really, really like that. But if somebody came to me that is not ready for a booty camp session, looking at their stats, like their body and their weight, then I would tell them that they need to start off on a one-on-one with me, so I could basically
Build them up.
Right, just build them up. So.
Okay, so now you're married. Okay.
Recently.
Congratulations.
Woo! I'm a married woman now. Yay!
Okay, so now, with you being a married woman, with Allison just recently having a baby, how do you manage your time between being a wife, being a competitor, and also being a businesswoman?
And a dental hygienist.
And she has some pearly whites out here, ladies. She does have some pearly whites.
You always wonder, how do you get your teeth so white? Well, I don't know. Come see me.
There you go.
Dental hygienist, too. I do it all.
No, but, like, how do you actually manage your time?
It's definitely not easy. But I definitely see a goal, and I like to work hard at it. So whatever it takes, that's what I'm going to do. And if I have to build a schedule and write it down and fit it all in there, I'm going to do it. So, and that's what I do. Like throughout the week, I will just plan out. Okay, well, Wednesday, I'm not going to, I'm going to do like the camp class. Friday, I'm going to do the camp class. Saturday, I'm going to do the camp class. Okay, now teeth. Let's do Monday and Tuesday. I'll do that. And wife.
That never ends, my friend.
Being a wife, it's you gotta clean the house.
Uh-huh.
You gotta make dinner. Luckily, he likes to eat healthy, so and he's into working out. So we eat the same stuff. So that's not really like it's not really like an issue. So and I'll just plan, like, if I have a class like at 6 o'clock, I'll start planning dinner at like 4 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely not easy. And I mean, if it was easy, we'd all do it.
That's right.
But it's not. But if you see a goal, like how I do, I'm going to keep going, and I'll just build that schedule.
Okay, so speaking of building schedules, seeing the goals, planning out, when you're going to do the camps and when you're going to clean teeth and when you're going to clean the house. And,
clean the house, clean the teeth.
Yeah,
I do a lot of cleaning. Eat clean.
Where do you see your company, let's say, within the next 5 years? Because what I want to educate our listeners on is that, competing is really easy. And what I mean by that is the hardest part of competing is actually the diet.
Right.
Okay, when you're on stage, that is the most fun that you will always have. And when I MC a show and when I'm backstage and I'm talking to the guys or the ladies, that's one of the first things I always tell them.
Right.
Okay, so competing is easy, but where do you see your company within the next 5 years?
I really hope to see it in a bigger gym.
Mm-hmm.
Like right now, it's like a home gym. I built like a studio downstairs. And hopefully in 5 years, I will build it bigger and hopefully train other trainers the right way of training these clients. So it's not going to only be me. Hopefully I'll have a couple other people working under me, and we could do more classes and more training. And I think that's pretty much how I kind of see it in like 5 years.
There you go. So sounds to me like you just got a great mind for
think
business.
Bigger. It's always bigger.
It's always bigger, right?
Sky's the limit.
There you go. And there's nothing wrong with that. All right. I have a couple more questions for Allison. Now, Allison, you're married as well.
I am.
Okay. How do you manage your time, being that you're starting out new with this whole fitness thing? Okay, so it has to be initially tough on your husband to be like, well, what do you mean we can't go out and eat and all you want is this and all you want is that? You know what I mean? Like how did you initially manage that and then educate him on why this is so important to you?
Well, he knew it was important that I wanted to lose the weight, so he is very supportive over the fact of me going over to these boot camp sessions. I mean, I train hard 2 to 3 times a week, sometimes 4, depending on what Lorianne has time for. Sometimes it's one-on-one sessions, sometimes most of the time it's the boot camp sessions. But he's very supportive and knows that it's very important to me. I think the hardest thing for him to get used to was the eating, because I am constantly eating.
Why don't you tell him about your tantrum that you had?
Only if you tell him about your tantrum that you
had. You know what? Don't tell me. Let's tell our listeners.
Let's tell our listeners your tantrum.
Why do that?
Why don't you share your tantrum and I'll share mine? I think both of us were crying how hungry we were.
Oh, it's getting real catty up here at the body shop, ladies and gentlemen.
Go ahead. You're in the car with your husband.
Well, we cannot stress enough that we eat constantly, and we are not joking. Like, seriously, if we miss 2 hours, we are throwing temper tantrums like we are 2 years old because we are starving. And yeah, I had one not too long ago, so Lorianne likes to throw that in my face. Driving in the car with my husband, told him I was hungry before we left the house, and halfway into our road trip, I broke down and was starving.
Mm-hmm.
So I've learned now, the lesson that I've learned was to bring food wherever you go.
Bring a cooler. Plan your meals for the day.
Plan your meals, and your meals does not include rice cakes. Nor does it include celery and tuna fish, as some of you may be thinking. You know what I mean? Ladies and gentlemen, the Body Shop needs to take a break and let our bills get paid by some of our wonderful advertisement. Tune in. When we come back, we have the lovely Adriana LaJoy will be joining us here in the studio. Stay tuned at the Body Shop. Welcome back to the Body Shop. I am still your host, Andre Brick St. Clair. In the studio, we have the lovely Lorianne Marchese. I got a nickname for her. It's Cheesy. You know, we go back a little bit. We also have the beautiful Allison Genovese.
What up?
And before the break, we was actually talking about how they balance their lives. You know, both of them being married, Allison having a newborn, so to speak, and you know, about how they're taking road trips and they're hungry and they're going at their husband's throat for no reason, and they're out here in this booty camp training class and they want to choke each other. But then, you know, they come here on the Body Shop and it's all love. Ladies, I love it.
Baby. I love you, Allison.
I love you, LA.
Yeah, but when you pause in those workouts, 3 breaths.
Dude, don't get on.
Don't make me. I'll have you do 20 push-ups right now.
Right now?
Right now.
You want me to do them?
Go ahead.
Hey, you know what? We will be live, so you're going to do 20 push-ups. You're going to do 20 push-ups, all right?
I'll turn those right into burpees.
Yeah,
I know you don't
okay.
like burpees.
Burpees. What exactly is that?
Yeah, ask her what a burpee is, and then have her demonstrate one. Thank you.
Come on,
It's
you're on the spot.
basically you gotta jump up almost into a jumping jack.
Okay.
And then you gotta throw yourself on the floor. And then you have to get your legs, land in a squat, and jump up again. I don't know if that made any sense.
Well, I'll tell you what.
I gotta show you.
When we have the live podcast.
I promise I will do a burpee.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here
Promise.
at the Body Shop. She will be back to do that.
I'm awesome at it.
All righty. Now, Allison.
Yes.
I know you have to get going, so I want to thank you for taking the time to come down here to the Body Shop. Thank you for, sharing some of your experience with us.
Well, thank you very much for having me. I appreciate that.
Pleasure was all ours. Let's have a round of applause.
Woohoo, Allison.
All right, coming up next on the Body Shop, we have Miss Adriana LaJoy. Now, I probably said her name wrong, so when she comes on, she's going to say it right. So, Adriana, please say your last name for us.
LaJoy.
LaJoy. Yeah, you see?
I just learned that. I didn't know. I always called you LaJoy.
Yep.
See? And this is one of your clients.
And my photographer.
And your photographer. Oh, wow.
A hot photographer.
Oh.
From Australia.
Oh, is that where you're from?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Thank you.
So now, how long have you been working with Lorianne?
It's been almost a year that we've
year?
been working together. Yep.
And your initial goal?
To have my own studio and do my own photography work.
Nice. So now, what kind of camera do you typically shoot with?
Right now, I'm shooting with a D90, which is the bottom of the professional cameras, and I do want to get something that's a lot better as I expand.
Okay. Now,
business.
when you say expand, all right, do you have like a portfolio?
I am working on it.
You're working on it.
Working on it. I can't wait to jump in this conversation.
Okay. What are some of your favorite types of shots? Like, do you prefer doing stills? Do you prefer doing studio setups? Do you prefer live shots or candid shots?
I love studio setups, and working with Lorianne it's been a great experience. Fitness photo shooting is awesome.
Definitely fun.
We always have fun.
Well, when
Shooting.
I think when she first came to me, like she was like, "Oh, I don't know, I can't really take the photos. I'm not really that good at it." I said, "Let's just do one photo shoot and let's see what we got." You know, we did the photo shoot, and I'm like, Adriana, like in 4 months, cover natural bods cover in Australia, fitness New Zealand, life and fitness in Ireland, health and fitness in which one was that one? Netherlands or
Ireland. Yeah.
And numerous amount of spreads from that photo shoot. I was like, you have a lot more talent than what you think.
Yes.
You do.
Thank you.
Okay, so let me see if I get
My
this
pleasure.
right. Let me see if I got this right. You're shooting with what you call the bottom of the barrel
Yes.
camera. Okay, so that's probably something you're going to pick up at Walmart for a few $100s.
Yes.
And you're already landing covers.
Yes.
Come on now. Come on. Listen. You know, nobody here that's listening to us here at the body shop is buying any of that. All right, come on now. You're being just a little too modest. All right.
Right.
Okay.
She got
So
good eye.
okay, so you got a great eye.
Yes, I guess I do.
Now, how did you initially get started?
It used to be a hobby for me,
Okay.
and I just turned professional about a year ago when pretty much L'Oreal was one of my first clients, and just started from there. And yeah,
I saw it in you, man.
she sure did. She did it when I didn't see it, so.
I saw it. I'm like, I know we could do this, Adrian. Trust me.
Wow. Okay, so now, Adriana, let's say somebody wants to set up a photo shoot with
Right.
you. Okay, what is the best way for them to get in touch with you? Let's put your information out there.
I am working on a website. It's under construction at the moment, but
Okay.
they can contact me through that, which is www.adrianalajoy.com. And they can also find me on Facebook at
Okay.
the moment.
Now, if they're looking for lajoy.com, okay, they're going to need to know how to spell that. Okay?
Let me spell that.
La joie.
It's Lajoie.
Lajoie.
Yes.
Okay, so they can find you on Facebook,
Yes.
and eventually the website will be up and running.
Right.
Okay, now, do you have any aspirations, because you are training with L'Oreal?
Yes.
Do you have any aspirations to step on stage and compete?
I do want to start working on that. It's I do attend her classes once in a while, and it is something that I want to start doing every week and work on it. Every time I go there and after the whole workout is done, I feel so great about myself. I feel like I've accomplished something. So
Even after being yelled at and
yes, all that torture, it's
being
worth
forced
it.
to do
No,
burpees.
unfortunately, I gotta yell for them to get it done.
Really? Sounds to me like you're a bully.
Gotta get the job done. Finish your rounds.
Yes. It's worth it.
It's worth it. Oh, okay.
See, but then they love me after. They love me. They hate me at that moment, then they love me.
Hey, that's the sign of a great trainer.
Yeah.
That's the sign of a great, great, great trainer.
She's a great trainer.
Oh, look at that.
Now you're
Look
making
at
my
that.
head too big now.
As a $20 bill just got passed across the table, don't you worry about it.
Thank you.
Hey, we won't say nothing here at the body shop, all right? You know, if you guys want to pay for that, hey, you're a great trainer too. It's my money, you know? I'm looking for mine.
Tons of cash flying
Tons of cash?
out.
Hey,
Flying
we got
around
no
here.
problem with that. Okay, now, L'Oreal, because you have Miss LaJoie here with you, I know that at the Fitness Atlantic that Jason Ellis, who has shot over 100 covers, is going to be there. And he's going to be giving away $2,500 photo shoot
Right.
to the winner. Is that something that you would be aspiring to?
Very inspiring.
Okay.
I actually just sent him a Facebook request like a couple days ago. I mean, Jason Ellis is very, very good
Yes.
out there, and if I had the opportunity to shoot with him, I would be stoked. I mean, it'd be nice. So that's definitely another goal that's on my list is to shoot with him. I mean, hopefully I win that package. So
Now, for those of you that are just tuning into the body shop, Jason Ellis called in last week, and we had a great interview with him. For our listeners that feel, okay, that I want to do a show, I'm going to win a title, I want to be on the cover of a magazine, and my career is going to take off. Please, you've been on the cover of, I believe it's 10. Now, I may be off by 1 or 2. Now, but you've been on the cover of 10 magazines, okay? Educate them on the fact that that's not going to make you a millionaire, you know?
No. Fortunately, it doesn't. How I look at it is you want to compete, you want to do well. And then you want to take photos, and then you want to send them out and and try to get into these magazines. And unfortunately, some of them pay, some of them don't pay. And if they do pay, it's not a lot. But then what?
Exactly.
Then what?
Exactly.
So you take all that and you need to build something with it. And that's why I built Body Construct. I took everything that I worked for and built this. And these girls do follow. I mean, they do look at what you've done, and they want to work out with somebody that has like all this experience, that's been on stage, that scenes that they see that I'm in shape all the time, and they want to do that. And so once you've done so well, take that and build something with it. Start training people. Share what you know with other people and help them reach their goals. And that's really kind of where you start making some cash, basically.
Now, I hope everybody was paying attention to what she said. Okay? She said, take what you got and build your own brand. Do not wait for these magazines to come chasing you.
They'll never chase you.
Exactly. It's not going to happen. Okay? No. You have to make it happen for yourself.
Like how I tell people, there's like 1 million models out there.
That's
Everybody wants to be a model. There's 1 million girls out there wanting that one cover. So why should they chase you?
I agree.
You need to take photos and submit them. And, of course, they're going to say no sometimes. It doesn't mean that you stop. You just keep going and going and going. Eventually, they're going to put you on. Hopefully.
Okay, so speaking of being put on, Adriana, what do you look for when you're shooting somebody and you're going to submit their pictures to one of the magazines, okay? I'm sure, looks does play a factor in it.
Right.
But does their personality help? Does a nice smile help? Like what exactly is it that you look for when you are ready to submit someone's photos?
Yes, smile is important, and the mood of the picture and what the magazine is looking for. That plays a factor in what they're in the photos that you're trying to get to them to stand out from the others. So yes, it does stand out.
It's always good, I think, to look at one that, like on the newsstands,
Right.
like say if it's
Right.
like Oxygen magazine, that they don't have anything, sexy or they have things that are a little bit more on, like, what's the word?
Conservative?
Right, side. So that's what you want to send. So it's good to always look at that type of
Right,
stuff.
and get an idea what they're looking for.
Right.
Okay.
Get like an idea.
Okay. Now, when someone comes to shoot with you, Adriana, and you're giving them the confidentiality agreements and the rights to use the photos, okay? Are you one of those photographers that you allow them to own the rights to the pictures, or do you own the rights where you can submit it to magazines or you can use their image in any way that you seem fit?
I like to do both. I like to keep the rights and give them the rights, so if they want to use them for something, they can, and then if I want to use them for something, I can. So I think, sharing the rights is something that I really like to do with my
And you're always the
clients.
first person to know.
Right.
Whether you got a cover or this or that.
Right.
Like, Adriana, we just got a cover.
Okay, so now when you're allowing them the option, okay, to keep the photos and you can use it, they can use it.
Right.
Okay. What is like your typical package without necessarily mentioning price? And let me expand on that question a bit. What I mean is that is your package typically they go onto the website, they find something that they like, they download the photos, and then they go through a PayPal account, or can they contact you directly, give you a member number and say, hey, I like shots 13, 14, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like, how do you get the prints to them?
At the moment, I put them all on a CD, and I do give them 3 free touched-up photos. And if they want me to print the photos out for them, I can do that. If not, I'll leave that up to them. They can do it. They can go get them printed wherever they prefer to get them printed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what's your basic package? Like, does that consist of, let's say, 12 photos and a headshot, or,
Usually, I I would say between 150 to 200 photos. I give it out to them so they can select their own photos that they want to have printed. But that's something I'll have to look into in the future also.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Okay, so now you're shooting Lorianne for an upcoming cover.
Right.
Okay. Again, I got to play devil's advocate.
Right.
Okay. Lorianne makes you work a little too hard. Right?
I kind of do that.
Just a little.
Just a little. Not.
Do you take a bad shot? Do you take a bad shot and then
No,
post
she
it up on the
doesn't.
website?
She does not.
I take some bad shots. I mean, I think we all do. Like sometimes, like I'm like, what happened with my eye? Like, why is my cheek and my? What were they doing? I'm like, take that out of the camera right now.
Uh-huh. A lot of photoshopping involved?
Nope, not really.
No?
Nope, she's a natural.
And I totally agree with that. So, Lorianne, tell our listeners where and when they can see you again.
Next time you can see me is on stage April 16th at Fitness Atlantic WBFF. And you can always catch me on www.loriannemarchese.com.
That's right.
Check me out.
Yeah.
So I would like to thank my guests, Miss Lorianne Marchese,
Yeah.
Miss Allison Genovese, and Miss Adriana Lajoie.
Wow.
Thank you very much for coming in. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for tuning into The Body Shop right here on FTNS Radio. I've been your host, Andre Brick St. Clair. We'll see you again.